12 minutes left to play in Grovetown. Knights first and goal at the 1-yard line, and sneaking behind his line is Demekus Taylor, and he is in for the Evans touchdown. Demekus Taylor.
The third rushing touchdown of the game for Taylor. His 20th rushing touchdown of the season. 20 rushing touchdowns.
That's amazing.
In his 8th game.
Well, that's 26 total touchdowns he's accounted for on the year. And now the Knights will try to kick the Georgia Military College Kicks for College extra point and make this a 15-point ball game.
Well, a few weeks ago, this Evans team beat Baldwin 45-2. Right now, Baldwin giving Thompson everything they can handle. It's 14-7 in the fourth quarter.
As the extra point is up and good.
I think that ball landed somewhere over the interstate.
He has had quite a night. It has Max Tyler with another extra point, and Evans leads at 35-19. Hey, speaking of giving people fits, upset alert in the ACC tonight.
Yes, upset alert. Syracuse leads Clemson 24-17 in the third.
Woo.
And, of course, each week we like to honor our scholar athletes from each team. Earlier we told you about the scholar from Grovetown. Now let's get to the scholar athlete for the Evans Knights. He is number 50, one of the captains of this team, the center, Sam Knight. Sam with a GPA just under 3.9. Like I said, starting center and one of the heart and souls of that really good offensive line that has Evans scoring over 44 points per contest among the state leaders. So congratulations to our scholar athlete of the game for Evans, Sam Knight. Clemson, by the way, has just tied it up at 24.
Of course. As soon as we mentioned it.
Boy, Max Tyler.
Another one through the back of the end zone. What a game he has had. We have not had a kicker be one of our players of the game so far this year.
I think he had some of that Sriracha Mac sauce before the game.
He's in the running. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's true. We have it. The last time we had a kicker was Crimmins Hankinson from Aquinas last year, early in the season. He kicked a 48-yard field goal in the final play of the game to beat Laney.
I was watching that.
That is the last time we've done it.
I had just gotten back from my shoot for football Friday night. We were all huddled in the sports office watching the end of that game. You and Matt Lane on the call. Well, plenty of time for Grovetown, but they need points here.
Yeah, this drive they need to come away with something.
And Brigham in trouble, still in trouble, and drop
Prescott.
at the 15.
You know, that wasn't a play that you're going to see a lot of the highlight reels and stuff, but that's a play on his highlight reel. Watch Prescott, 95. All right, he's getting blocked. You see him on the right side of your screen, turns around, spins, follows the quarterback. Man, that is – coaches love seeing that relentless play.
Staying with the play.
Lineman. Yeah, absolutely. Nice play by Prescott there.
A loss of 4 on the play, bring up 2nd and 14. Just more than 11 minutes left to play. Evans with a 16-point lead. Thinking to throw this time. Under pressure. Near side. It is complete, but the receiver fell down. That was Braxton Wharton. Are they going to say flag down? Are they going to say a personal foul?
Wow.
Wow.
That is...
Hopefully we can take another look at that.
That was a rough call. Well, one of the Grovetown parents is really giving me a hard time on some of the games they've lost about the referees. Well, they got a benefit here.
And
they're waving it off.
Wave it off, and yeah, as well they should have. So they'll call it 3rd and 14 from the Grovetown 16.
That's a huge play. Huge play.
Warriors need a first down. They need 14. Got to get to the 31-yard line, and they will keep it on the ground through the middle. It is Durham, and he's close to it, up to the 30. Now you have an interesting decision if you're Damian Postel, who last year was named one of the Atlanta Falcons High School Coaches of the Week in the state of Georgia. He will have he won't have a Ken Nugent one call that's all moment because they give him the first down.
Well, if you're Coach Lackey, you've got to be furious. 3rd and 14, you've got them pinned back. You're ready to put this game away, and they run the ball basically right up the middle and get the first down. Boy, that has got to be frustrating for the Evans coaching staff.
Big, huge, fresh set of downs for the Warriors. It is Durham again. And this time he will be stopped after a gain. Give him 2, maybe 3.
Well, Durham has had a huge game tonight. Phoenix Jenkins is down, and that would be a major loss for Evans. He has certainly been their go-to receiver, but he's also a key secondary player.
Number 6 in the middle of your screen.
Yeah.
We have a Napleton Infiniti of Augusta timeout. We'll take it with them. Phoenix Jenkins still down on the field and now being helped to his feet. Unfortunately, it does not look like he is going to be able to walk off the field under his own power. They were working on his right knee during the timeout. Folks, don't forget Border Bowl 5 is coming up this January. It is not a football game without cheerleaders, and it's not Border Bowl without the best of the best seniors. Apply now for the chance to be a Border Bowl 5 cheerleader. AB, you are eligible for this.
Well, I've already sent my paperwork in. I'm just waiting to hear back with fingers crossed.
Visit gascborderbowl.com/cheer to apply.
Can you imagine me in a cheerleading outfit with those Ronald McDonald socks?
I can't unsee what you just said.
All that for a great cause, by the way. The
Yes,
Ronald
sir.
McDonald House Charities of Augusta.
You bet. 2nd and 5 from the 35, looking for it all. He's got his man and dropped.
Oh, my goodness.
He had Braxton Wharton streaking open with a step on the defender and through the hands.
Their best big play receiver. He already has a long touchdown tonight, averaging over 17 yards a catch on the season after, counting tonight. And, boy, he is going to regret that one. He's going to be thinking about that. That was a beautifully thrown ball.
Dropped it in a bucket.
Yeah, you can't
And
throw
then just
that any
drop it.
better.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, when you're a coach and you draw up the play and you call it, it's just tough. And, look, kids are going to, physical mistakes. are gonna
NFL
happen.
players drop passes
absolutely,
like that
all the time.
every Sunday.
Wes Welker, I was just watching a Football Life on him, and he has that big drop in the Super Bowl that he still thinks about today against the Giants that allowed the Giants to, it wasn't the only play, but it was a big play in that game.
And Durham's going to bail him out with a big first down run across the 45-yard line. Pickup of 11.
Durham's over 130 yards now on 15 carries. Having a huge game in front of his dad who made the long trip from Virginia. The story we told you earlier, his dad is in the military, and
his family tuning in tonight on the live stream,
And-
WJBF app.
and some of the servicemen tuning in Newport News, Virginia, and it's going to be on Grovetown.
Yep, that is going to be Hayden McPeak.
False start on the offense.
Back him up another 5.
5-yard penalty. Replay it down.
And still time left in this one, and it's still a 2-possession game, but it's 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions.
And we are now less than 10 minutes left to play. Nelson, 9:30 to be exact.
So the Knights defense needs to get a stop here, and if you're Grovetown, you need points.
Warriors operate from their own 41-yard line. They will keep it on the ground, busting through the middle. There's Cofield, gone, 20, 15, 10. Touchdown, Grovetown.
Now 59 yards. Look, Shamar Cofield is not the running back you're going to ask to go out and get 50-yard runs. But that time he broke through the line. Evans had a blitz coming from the other side. They were shorthanded on the Grovetown, had the perfect play call. So give that coaching staff credit over there. Great play call in Cofield. Once he got in the open field, was fast enough to elude defenders on the 59-yard touchdown run. And just like that, they're right back in this thing.
And I believe
They got to go for
Ken
2.
Nugent, one call, that's all. Moment for Damian Postel, and a fairly easy one as they will elect to go for 2 to try to make this a 1-possession game.
Well, what do you do here? This is, the ball game's on the line. You've got to get this 2-point conversion. So for the one call, that's all. The question is, what do you do? I think you have to roll out Bingham.
Give him some options.
As much as you've been running the ball pretty well up the middle with Durham, I don't think on this play in this part of the field, I think Evans will be ready for that. I think you've got to roll Bingham out.
So what will they do here?
They're going to
They're
Durham.
going to go to Durham. And he's stuffed cold at the 4-yard line.
Corey Watkins was the guy who got there, number 3 for Evans. He was coming on a blitz. Same blitz the same blitz he ran on the touchdown. Watch on the touchdown run. Watch from this side of your screen, top left of your screen. You see him coming on a blitz. That left this side of the field a little more open, and Cofield was able to burst through on a huge touchdown run. Known primarily as a defensive player, Cofield has ran the ball pretty well tonight.
And how big? Well, we'll talk about that when we come back. 35-25, it is a 10-point Evans lead with 8:58 left to play. Still a two-possession game, 35-25. Evans leads Grovetown here. And back deep to receive is Corey Watkins for Evans. And he's run. The ball is loose. The Warriors are on it inside the 10-yard line.
Wow.
Coming out of there with the football is Taylor Youngblood.
I was just about to say the Grovetown defense absolutely needs to stop here, and instead the special teams. Remember, I said one of the keys to the game for Grovetown: win turnovers, win special teams. That's a double dip right there, and boy, what a costly turnover. Coming from behind was number 16 for Grovetown, who got that football out, and that's Emmanuel Bryson, and then Youngblood recovers it. The backup quarterback who lost his starting job still helping his team.
What a turn of events for the Grovetown Warriors, who now have it first and goal at the Evans 8-yard line, and now a flag flies.
Now, if you're Evans, and we'll check in with Matt here in a second. If you're
Legal
Evans,
substitution.
Got to come up with
On the
some
offense.
sort of stop.
5-yard penalty. First down.
Grovetown had too many players on the field.
Oh, Damian Postel.
I'm going to go down to Matt here.
Let's go check in with Matt Lane and Augusta Auto Auction Sideline Report. Matt.
Yeah, real quick, John. Watkins, it's kind of the thing where you're up a couple of touchdowns, you sort of start freestyling a little bit when you have so much speed like he has, and I think we saw that they're just trying to sort of freestyle his way and look for a hole and run through it, but really not taking care of the ball. Kind of aimlessly running around, just trying to find a lane to kind of burst off and try to run for another long touchdown. Right there, the culprit in the turnover for the Knights.
Another flag down on that play also, and that backs Grovetown up even further. So they get the fumble, but now all of a sudden
it is going to be first and goal from the 19-yard line.
Boy, this is, teams who played so flawlessly without mistakes in terms of penalties really in the first half. We've seen a big fumble there by Evans. We've seen the penalties piling up here. So big possession for both teams. The game is in the balance here with a 10-point Evans lead and under 8.5 minutes to go.
Bingham out of the gun. Wants to throw. To the end zone. Wide open and dropped.
Wow.
Through the arms of Braxton Wharton.
He's dropped 2 tonight. And again, keep in mind, this is a kid who came into the game with 22 catches for almost 400 yards. He's over 400. He has a long touchdown tonight. And, boy, that is 2 that were right in his hands. Man, oh, man.
So it is second and goal from the 19. And all of a sudden, this place is buzzing.
Well, that you feel bad for the kid. He's been their best receiver all year, and unfortunately for him, just 2 big drops in a big ball game with a lot of people paying attention.
I have a feeling he is going to get more than one chance to redeem himself before this night is over. And the give is straight up the gut. Durham's got nowhere to run. He will be thrown for at least a 3-yard loss as the Warriors continue to go backwards.
Kobe Germany, look at him staying home, fight off the block, and he just wasn't going to let Durham go anywhere. Big 31 for the Knights. Kobe Germany with a nice play.
So it'll be third and goal from the 22-yard line.
Boy, that time Wharton had actually beat Derek Canteen by a number of steps.
Well, what do you draw up here? What's your third and goal from the 22 play?
Obviously, you throw the ball. This time Evans should be expecting it, but you've been able to get Wharton back there a couple of times wide open.
It is Bingham to throw to the end zone again, and this one is knocked away. Back there for Evans was Dedrick Holmes and Derek Canteen once again.
Yeah, Dedrick Holmes, who has 5 interceptions on the year, nearly had another one there, but either way, it's going to be 4th down for Grovetown.
And you got to go.
Yeah. Well, if you had a kicker you felt comfortable with from 40 yards out, maybe you go ahead and take
Well, they're going to try it.
the 3 points.
They are going to try a long
Yeah.
field goal.
Well, with the trouble they've had on their extra points, I'm a little bit surprised, to be honest.
It will be Taylor Youngblood who came up with the extra point.
They're faking
Instead,
it.
they're going to fake it. Youngblood to throw. End zone. There's Wharton again. Touchdown, Grovetown.
Well, that's just Evans not being prepared. When you see Youngblood standing and not holding, he's the backup quarterback and he's not the kicker. There's got to be a presence and awareness about what's going on. I'm sure the Evans coaches were yelling, but at that point, it's too late. Gutsy play call, but a smart one, and just like that, we got ourselves an even tighter game.
I
And
told
that
you
time
Wharton was going to get a
I was
chance to
gonna
redeem
say-
himself.
I was going to say, that time he holds on.
What drop pass?
I had a buddy that just texted me and says he was fussing. He's an Evans fan. He said now Grovetown's going to have excuses to drop passes. Well, they've scored on both possessions where he dropped the pass. So that helps a little bit, I guess.
And McLean's extra point will make this a 3-point ball game with 7:13 left to play.
So if you're Evans, you're up 35-19. Grovetown gets a big run. Okay, fine. You're still up. You fumble the kick, but then your defense stops and forces a 4th and goal from the 23-yard line, and you give up the touchdown. Boy, that's a backbreaker.
Well, you can go all the way back to the last drive for Grovetown when they had them backed up on their own 16-yard line, and Durham on 3rd and 15 gets 15 to keep the drive
That's
alive.
True, yeah. I mean, this has been a game where if Evans kind of finished the deal here, the game's probably over. Instead, Grovetown is a score away from winning this football game. And there's a lot of time left.
I was going to say, what are you doing for the next 30 minutes or so, folks?
Well, and how about Youngblood? I got to give him credit. He lost his starting job at quarterback. He's been punting tonight, but he also has a touchdown pass, and he's the one that recovered the fumble. So not giving up, still a big part of this team. Taylor Youngblood, the senior.
Warriors to kick off. The lead now 3 for Evans.
Oh, man.
Another juggled kickoff. This one will be returned and brought out to the 26-yard line.
I tell you one thing, Phoenix Jenkins would scare me to death back there, and he's usually sure-handed. But tonight he has fumbled 2 and bobbled this one.
Well, and it's good to see him back in there because he couldn't walk
Yeah.
up under his own power a couple of minutes ago.
Well, Corey Watkins got out of his way, let him catch it, and then went and blocked for him. Now Evans has to answer. You know, there's so much time left in this game, you can't say we got a 3-point lead, let's run the clock. You got to score because Grovetown has shown you that they can score quickly. That was something we didn't expect from them as much. But with Bingham in there at quarterback, they're certainly dangerous.
Ninth start from their 26. It is Taylor running behind the block of Watkins. It is Taylor across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
Rogers had the tackle. One of the defensive players, looked like Jeremiah Williams, the linebacker, look at him coming from the backside, and he just kind of stops on the play. You know, you just can't do that. You never know what's going to happen. That quarterback could have cut back, could have turned field. Got to finish that play out.
Pick up a 5. It'll bring up 2nd and a long 5.
Yeah, the clock is running, and the Evans coaching staff happy with that.
Watkins. He'll be about a yard shy.
Well, this is a big 3rd down play here because there's, again, if you're Evans, like I said, it's like when teams get a lead and they go into a prevent and they quit doing what they've done the whole game to get that lead. If you're Evans, you can't slow down here. There's so much time left in this game.
3rd and less than a yard.
Well, down to the goal line, they chose to let Taylor sneak it. And he got it on a touchdown, but he got it on 2nd effort. Now he's in a shotgun, so they're not even under center on this 3rd and 1. Oh, and they draw him offside.
And Warriors are going to hand Evans a big 1st down here.
Yeah, that's Jeremiah Williams, who I just took that
Encroachment.
kind of didn't finish the play
On the
earlier.
defense.
He's a
5-yard
talented
penalty.
player. There's no
First
question.
down.
But that's going to give Evans a 1st down. That is a huge penalty against
It's gonna
Grovetown.
Give Damian Postel a few extra gray hairs.
Yeah, Cornelius McCord comes over and says, man, come on now. Yeah, Williams a big customer in there.
Less than 6 minutes to play now.
Yeah, the clock running.
It is Taylor again running behind Watkins. Taylor with a first down and more across midfield into Grovetown territory at the 48.
Well, got to hold on to that football. And he did. I thought he might lose it at the end of that play. Watch the end of the play. We get this here. And they're running this little play where he's just following his running back. There, he's just touching him. And D'Angelo Durham got banged up on the play as Rogers made the tackle. And I think Rogers actually hit Durham.
And Durham is still down at midfield.
Yeah, one of them hit Durham, and he's down on the field.
And that would be a big
big blow because he's your breakaway back. I know Cofield had the big run earlier, but your breakaway back is definitely Durham, and that would be a big blow. Evans, though, with the lead, and clock now at 5:29 after the first down run by Taylor. Man, what a game we've had here.
Well, this gives us a moment to remind you that coming up tonight, 11:35 on WJBF News Channel 6, scores and highlights from all the games around the area. A lot of big region matchups tonight we've been keeping up with. Nathan Palm and Zach Hughes will run them all down for you. Football Friday night coming up for you, 11:35 over on WJBF News Channel 6.
And you definitely want to watch. We've got a bunch of tight games, and we've got some games where normal powerhouses that you expected to win by 40 or 50 are struggling a little bit.
And they'll probably even talk about that Clemson-Syracuse game, which is also tight. D'Angelo Durham, by the way, able to jog off under his own power.
And, by the way, Lakeside, who won last week in thrilling fashion over Greenbrier, you might want to watch the end of their game this week with Alcovey as well.
On 1st and 10 from the Grovetown 48. And not a whole lot on the left side.
Well, here, if you're coaches, too, you got to tell these guys, we can't stop playing, but we also have to hold on to the football. You can't give up the football here in this spot.
Watkins' helmet came off, but I think the play might have already been over, so he's still out there. Nope, he came off, so he'll have to sit a play. No gain, or give him 2 yards on the play. 2nd and 8 from the 46. It is Taylor keeping. Taylor needs a block, didn't get it. Big stick by Jameer Malone.
Yeah, Malone with a nice play there. I love when guys are able to fight off a block and make a play. Watkins had to come out on that play. And Jenkins almost got called for a block in the back there. Malone didn't even need the call. He was able to make the tackle either way. Another big play here. 3rd down at about 5, maybe 4.5. Watkins is out of the game right now, too. That's tough for Evans. I mean, he is definitely, one of their two, and I mean only 2 go-to guys running the football.
Taylor again trying to draw the Warriors off. This time they don't bite.
They've got 34 in there right now.
And instead it's going to be Taylor on the keeper trying to get to the corner, and he does not. What a play on the far side by Miles Jackson.
Well, Durham had him, slowing him down, but couldn't quite bring him down, and Jackson comes over and finishes the play off. Watch this. As you see Durham fighting off a block, Rogers tripped him up. Durham gets him, and then Jackson finishes it off. Then it'll set up 4th and about 3. And the Knights look like
this is a Ken Nugent one call. That's all moment for Lemuel Lackey, and it looks like he will keep the offense on the field and go for it on 4th and 3. And now a flag flies, and Damian Postel is beside himself on the Grovetown sideline.
Sideline warning. Here's Grovetown.
It is. This is a sideline warning on Grovetown. Sideline warning on Grovetown. Now here's the thing right here. You can't move. If you're the
Grovetown defense, you've got to stay in place. 4th and 3. Again, Taylor tries to draw them off. Watkins back in at the running back.
They might just take the penalty here and punt it away. Oh, they almost
Grovetown
got him that
jump,
time.
and they did get him. Flag flies in from the far side.
Unbelievable.
Damian Postel
on the
buries his
defense.
head in his shirt.
Y'all penalty. Was on the play.
They jumped.
First down.
Give Taylor credit and give the Evans offensive line credit. Because how many times did they try to get him before it finally worked?
Man, oh man.
And it was on that far side. I believe it was number 49 who jumped. Jonathan Hogan, who's played a heck of a game tonight. Look, these are kids, folks. Keep that in mind. A lot of them, who knows, 15, 16 years old, some of them. And tough play that time for Hogan as he jumped after, they did so good on the first 2 tries, but that time they gave it up.
That is going to be a huge first down for Evans, who now can start milking clock. 2:25 left to play, and they'll run it straight up the middle with Watkins, who won't get anything.
Well, we're trying to figure out here, looking at kind of our players of the game. Offensively for Evans, I think one guy's really stood out. Defensively, though, I mean, he really could.
And we'll have a timeout, Grovetown here. There is an interesting connection between these two teams. Marty Jackson, the longtime head coach at Evans, in fact, the second winningest coach in Knights history, is now the athletic director at Grovetown.
That's right, yep.
So, a special connection between these two schools and these two communities. And while we have a timeout real quick, AB, because we have such a good game, I didn't get to our trivia question.
Uh-oh.
Evans, of course, has a lot of great alumni. Catherine McCormick, the great dancer.
Yeah.
Ben Hayslip, the country music songwriter. And your buddy Todd Green, the former Major League Baseball player.
That's right.
The trivia question has to do with Todd Green.
Uh-oh. He must have made this real tough if he's asking that.
I thought you would like this one since you guys are good friends. Todd Green had a great Major League career, cut a little short by injuries, but he does have one claim to infamy.
Yes.
Todd Green, in 1997, became one of the few position players to ever be struck out by another position player. Hold for that. It is 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line, 35-yard line. Taylor going to keep this time to the near side behind Watkins and knock down inside the 35-yard line. Give him one. Call it 3rd and 9. The position player that struck out Todd Green is now a Hall of Famer. Name the position player that struck out your good buddy Todd Green.
That position player would be one Wade Boggs.
Very nice. Still undefeated.
And the
Ashley
reason
Brown.
I know that one is because after that happened, I was with a friend of mine who called Todd and left him about a 2-minute voicemail saying, "You realize he's a third baseman, right? You're a professional baseball player. He's a third baseman."
Grovetown takes its second timeout. I'm sure Todd enjoys thoroughly that we use that as the trivia question.
Of all the stuff.
I guarantee you he's tuning in on the WJBF
That's right.
app.
And by the way, his son, dating ourselves, his son, Matt just said Boggs is watching too. He's got with a nice cold Budweiser. But Todd's son Jacob, by the way, is a catcher at Georgia Southern, starting his sophomore season with the Eagles.
His
Last
dad's
year he
alma
started
mater as
about
well.
half the season. Yep.
Big third down again for this Grovetown defense. 3rd and 9. It'll be Watkins. Taylor on the keeper. Does he have it? It's going to be close. He's across the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Needed to get to the 27 and a half.
He's short by
and
about
he's
a
short
yard.
by about a yard, it looks like. And now the question is, do you kick it or do you go for it if you're the Mulaki? Another one call, that's all moment.
I would not kick it. So many things can go wrong on special teams. You've got to get great kicker, no doubt. You're short. I thought he was only short by about a yard and a half. He's actually short by about 3.5 yards.
Yeah, it was a little. It's hard to tell from the angle we have up here.
But you would be looking at about a 46-yard kick. He can make it that far, no doubt. A lot of stuff could go wrong there, and you're still only up 6, which means a touchdown and an extra point beats you anyway. So I would definitely go for it. That's my personal opinion. I would go for it.
Especially when you've got in the backfield Corey Watkins and his 125 yards a game rushing average.
Yeah, I think you fake it to Watkins and let Taylor keep it, or either you let Taylor run behind Watkins the way they have.
So AB says call number 1 here on 4th down.
Nathan says play action for the dagger.
And throw to the end zone. 4th and 4.
They are
It
running.
is
They are.
Taylor. He's
they
gonna
are.
throw.
What a call
It's
by
a
Nathan.
touchdown.
Are you kidding?
Evans. Connor Warren
Joey,
in for the score.
Our buddy Joey Warren is beside himself. Great call by Lemuel Lackey and an even better call by Nathan Edwards.
What a gutsy call by Lemuel Mackey, the head coach at Evans.
Man, do you remember, this is a ways ago, but do you remember when James Brown was quarterback at Texas?
Yes.
The Big 12 championship game, televised, and they do the same thing. It was a 4th and 1 or 4th and 2, and he did a naked bootleg and threw a touchdown pass. Wow, what a gutsy call, and it pays off for the Knights.
And that will send a lot of the folks here at Grovetown on to William Few Parkway as Evans extends the lead to 9 points with the kick coming with 98 seconds left to play here.
Yeah, right before the play got, the reason we were kind of going so crazy, not cheering for Evans, I was going crazy because right before the play called, in my ear, Nathan says, play action pass for the dagger. And that's exactly what the Knights did. I just thought for sure they would let Taylor run it. So good play call by Lackey. And we've seen that. I got to give these two coaching staffs credit. We have seen from Grovetown great play call after great play call, not just the trick plays, but just, setting stuff up. We've seen it from Evans. They pounded and pounded Watkins early on and then set up Taylor. I mean, this has been not just two great teams, two great coaching staffs tonight as well.
It has been a lot of fun to watch. You saw Jameer Malone, number 7 for Grovetown, walking off. He was a little bit shaken up after the touchdown, but he appears to be okay. And now the Georgia Military College kicks for college. Extra point off of the foot of Max Tyler. And up and through again to make it a 10-point lead, 42-32. Evans over Grovetown with 98 seconds left.
Unbelievable.
What a ball game we have seen here tonight.
It's so crazy that this isn't over. I mean,
that's true.
Grovetown has shown they had an 80-yard run, then a 59-yard run, and they've had a couple of passes dropped and a big pass play. Yeah, there's no doubt they can strike quick. So this thing isn't over.
Grovetown has used all of its timeouts. Don't forget, stay with us for the post-game show, and we will name our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game, as well as our Augusta Payne Center hit of the game. All that coming up for you, plus interview with the victorious coach.
And Demekus Taylor has started to pile up the numbers.
Tyler to kick it away one more time for the Knights. And stop me if you've heard this one, but through the back of the end zone it goes, and out to the 20 it comes.
He has had a great game. A lot of times he'd be getting notoriety, but, man, Taylor, and there have been so many big plays, it's hard to recognize him tonight. Oh, wait, that's true. Matt telling us, wait a second, I interviewed the guy at halftime, so he got more than a lot of kickers get, but he has been outstanding tonight.
Well, as we've mentioned many times, the winner of this game controls its own destiny in Region 3-6A and remains unbeaten in the region.
Well, and keep in mind, remember the punt that Tyler had that pinned Grovetown back and really changed the momentum of this game.
So here come the Warriors trying to throw. Jameer Bangham will be chased and dropped by Miles Jackson. Both of these teams, by the way, face Greenbrier next. You might wonder how that's possible. Well,
they're going to double team them next now.
That's because Evans will face the Wolfpack next week in that massive Columbia County rivalry. Grovetown has a bye next week, and then they will face the Wolfpack the week after that. Clock still running, 66 seconds, now less than that. Warriors need a bunch. The near side, that's Wharton again, and he will get out of bounds, stop the clock with 53.9 seconds left to play.
Talking about Tyler, we said earlier in the game he almost kicked one through the uprights. I'm being told that last week he did kick one through the uprights on the kickoff, so yeah. Like I said, this has been a great game. We had a lot of great performances individually. The coach, I thought the play calling tonight was the best I've seen all year. These two coaches know what their players can do, and they put them in position to be successful, and that's good to see. And you had guys just fighting it out. It's not over yet, but Grovetown's going to need a minor miracle to win this thing now.
So you were saying Max Tyler has a leg and he knows how to use it.
That's exactly right. Oh, man. Big hit there at the end of the play.
Yeah. And we've got Bangham down, I believe that's Bangham. And now he's helped to his feet. I believe he's all right. Just got the wind knocked out of him at the end of the play here. Clock continues to run. Grovetown can't stop it, and that's pretty much going to wrap it up, I do believe. Might get one more snap here. Well, it was a game full of high drama, but in the end, it's going to be the Evans Knights as Grovetown will throw one more long last gasp Hail Mary and almost complete, but it falls incomplete. Well, that will stop the clock with 6.8 seconds, so we'll get one more snap. And we do have another player down. Who is that? Is that Bingham again?
That is Bingham again. That was almost a tip drill there.
We were watching the ball, so I'm not exactly sure what happened back near the line of scrimmage, but man, oh man, you don't want to see that here with what amounts to garbage time here at the end of this game. You don't want to see their number one player get hurt.
Well, you don't think the fans know what's going on here with this big region matchup. Grovetown will drop 2-1. Evans will move to 2-0. We've got people coming up checking our scoreboard to see what Greenbrier and Lakeside are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, you do want to catch football Friday night because both games coming down to the end.
Right now, Greenbrier trailing Heritage 29-21. Lakeside and Alcoa with a furious finish there. And Nathan Palm and Zach Hughes back at Television Park working diligently in the sports office, getting ready for football Friday night. They'll have the finals, highlights of the Greenbrier game, the Lakeside game, and all of tonight's scores and highlights from around the area. 30 minutes of high school football coming your way. Football Friday night, 11:35 over on WJBF News Channel 6. And don't forget, if you're just now tuning us in, if you're getting back from your game, you can see the entire rebroadcast of this game coming up this Sunday at noon on WJBF News Channel 6. Well, I hate to tell you this, but Bingham is still, or Durham, I should say, Bingham is still down. I was trying to remember who was down. Bingham is still down on the field, and the Grovetown team has taken a knee. The cheerleaders have taken a knee, and this place has gotten very, very quiet with 6.8 seconds left. Well, you just hate to see this.
Yeah, I don't even know if he was 100% coming into the game because there was a thought that maybe Youngblood would start at quarterback, but yeah, this kid impressed me tonight. I didn't know, I knew him as just a good athlete at Lakeside. I had no idea that he could throw the ball this well. As you see the fans getting doused with Powerade from one of the Evans players. That's number 10, Davis Watson. But I had no idea. He threw the ball beautifully tonight. As a matter of fact, he had two beautiful long balls that were dropped. I mean, think about the numbers he could have had. And there's the principal for Evans, David Johnson, directing traffic, saying, "Wait, guys, let's calm down just a little bit." He's one of the most well-liked principals by his kids, and that's hard to do in that position because you've got to be a disciplinarian somewhat as well, and of course you've got to be tough here and there. But David Johnson at Evans is one of the most well-liked principals I know of, and very, very well thought of here in Columbia County. I remember I met him when he was at Evans Middle School, and he has made the move up to the high school. As you see the players there with their heads down, thinking about their quarterback here. And Taylor Youngblood, one of the coaches, I can't see if that's Dexter Carter or not, but one of the coaches talking to Taylor Youngblood because he is the player that will have to go in. And
now the Evans team has taken a knee as well.
Well, I think David Johnson was saying, let's don't celebrate. We've got a kid down on the field. Let's, and which makes perfect sense. Big win tonight for the Knights, though. This is a team that started the year off with a loss against North Augusta, and you knew they were going to be good. You didn't know how good, and boy, they have been outstanding on offense since.
Well, from the other side of the field, and again, we hate to report this, but they are bringing a stretcher out for Jamar Bingham, who is still down.
Well, hopefully it's just a lot of times you're doing this as a precaution, and that hopefully is the case here. On that play, he unleashed a deep pass and was trying to come up with a big play, got hit at the end of the play.
And again, all of us up here are watching the ball, which is at the other end of the field. So
I will say this. Here's the replay. Let's see what happened here. Right as he lets go of the football, and I mean right as he lets go, he gets leveled.
Oh.
And it was three of them. Yeah, just whoa, tough. Now, I will say this, though. as heated as this was between the parents and the fans before the week, I thought we might see a little of that on the field. We haven't. I mean, the kids have played a clean, well-played football game. Two good teams going at it. Two playoff teams probably, barring what happens the rest of the way. But you would think they would both have a huge advantage. Matter of fact, Grovetown could have sealed a playoff spot with a win tonight. And there's Marty Jackson, the former Evans coach, who's now the
We mentioned him a
athletic
little
director
earlier.
here. Mentioned him, yeah. And looks like one of Bingham's family members is down on the field as well.
Well, you see the Evans students there. They were already gathered on the track, waiting to rush the field and celebrate with their classmates and their team. And now they are being moved back off the track and nearer to the stands as they continue to tend to Jamar Bingham.
Yeah, you hate to see this anytime, but especially when two teams in Bingham, being one of the main ones, just played their hearts out. And like I said, hopefully it's just something minor. They're being cautious here, and he'll be back ready to play for the team very soon. And I said David Johnson. He's going to kill me when he sees me. Michael Johnson, of course. Thanks, Scott Skadden texted me. Michael Johnson, the principal. His daughter, Autumn, was a pretty good basketball player in her day at Evans Middle and Evans High School. And now, if I'm not mistaken, I think she's gotten into broadcasting, John, so be on the lookout.
All right.
She might be taking your gig sometime
I was going to
soon.
say, great, somebody else take my job. That's wonderful.
She actually, I saw she's grown into a beautiful young lady, and I saw her. She's doing some work. I don't know if it's with which company it's with, but she's doing some work while she's in college and doing some broadcasting. I was like, good for her. She was always so well-spoken, such a good, smart kid. And she's parlayed her knowledge of sports into doing some sports broadcasting, as we see now, an ambulance being brought in. And this is one of those things where Evans is happy and all that, but they also are kind of curtailing that for a moment until we see what's going on with Bingham.
This might be somewhat of a muted celebration now for the Knights, at least until they get on their bus. And the ambulance is now reached where Jamar Bingham is still laying on the field.
Well, again, he wasn't 100% coming in. He got banged up earlier in the game and had to come out. And on that play, when we hear all the time about the defenseless receiver, and that's absolutely true. And a lot of times those defensive backs have a better running start and all that to hit them. But in that case, he's defenseless as it gets. He's throwing the football. He's paying attention downfield. And, not a bad play by the Evans defense. I mean, they came in trying to make a play on the quarterback and were just a little bit late getting there. And, whoa, big game in college football, I'll just say.
That's all we'll say.
Yeah.
There's upset alert in college football right now. But all eyes and all attention on Jamar Bingham right now as he's being loaded onto a stretcher and into a waiting ambulance. Still hasn't been moved from where he's laying now. I believe somebody's got his jersey. I believe he got his jersey off. Somebody's holding it. And there's again, as you can see on the right side of your screen there is a ring of people, medical professionals, coaching staff, family members around him. So we can't see any better than you can if he's sitting up, if he's still lying down. And now it appears as though let's get the aerial view there, and they are able to get him onto that stretcher.
Yeah, Coach Postel right in the middle of the group helping him on.
As they continue to tend to Jamar Bingham, we will take time out as well and update you on his condition when we come back. Jamar Bingham has been loaded into the ambulance and will be taken off the field and be taken for further evaluation. Matt Lane is working to find out on the Grovetown sideline exactly what that injury was.
Well, thoughts and prayers with that kid and his family. He played a heck of a game tonight, and hopefully it's just, again, all this is for precaution. But you never like seeing that. You never like seeing that stretcher or that ambulance anywhere near that football field.
So the ambulance pulls off, and as we bring our attention back to football, there's a great hand from this Grovetown crowd as that ambulance makes its way toward the hospital for further evaluation for Jamar Bingham.
Well, now we'll have
one more snap.
Possibly, I doubt two, but we'll see. As Youngblood is in there at quarterback, and Grovetown's going to try to heave one downfield, I assume.
So this is Youngblood in, and they will just run it up the middle with D'Angelo Durham, who picks up 8, 9, 10 yards on the final play of the game, and that will do it. So after all that, the Evans students can finally celebrate as their Knights have remained unbeaten in Region 3 6A play and on top of that region with a win tonight over the rival Grovetown Warriors. Your final score here tonight, the Evans Knights 42, the Grovetown Warriors 32, and there is quite a party going on in the end zone underneath the scoreboard as the Evans students have begun the celebration.
Yeah, and they should. I mean, this was a game. Their team has put themselves in a position now to not only win a region championship, which hasn't happened often, only 3 times in school history, to earn a state playoff berth and to earn a home state playoff berth. They put themselves in a position for some special stuff this year with that win tonight. And for Grovetown, hey, you're still in good spot. You're 2-1 in the region, and you're going to be favored in the rest of your games in the region. They've already beat the second best team behind Evans other than them in Heritage, and the rest of the way you've got Greenbrier, Lakeside, and Alcovey. 3 games on paper they should win. So if they finish that out, you've got Grovetown in second place in the region because they got the tiebreaker over Heritage, and they would be at home for the state playoff. So nothing to hang their head at tonight. Just, hey, this was a great game. They fought hard and lost, and you got to forget it.
And again, if you're Grovetown, you have that to take away from this, but at the same time, you got to keep an eye on what's going on with your quarterback.
That's true, no doubt, because Bingham is a difference maker on this team. They were a different team with him as quarterback. No knock on Taylor Youngblood. He does his part and has his role, but Bingham is a playmaker.
So a big win for these Evans Knights, and down to the field and a victorious head coach Lemuel Lackey. It is Matt Lane with another Augusta Auto Auction sideline report. Matt.
Thank you, John. Coach, kind of a tough way to end the game right there towards the end, but really great effort today. You guys put up 42 points. Really looked good on offense. What did you take away from this game?
Well, I mean, there were some good things like any other football game, and then there are some things that we definitely have to work on. We gave up way too many points, and the thing that kind of bothered me a little bit was that we made it easy for them. We really made it easy. Turnovers and just some other things about the ball game. We're a smarter football team in that, and we've got to do a better job of just kind of handling the game a little bit better.
Finished the game strong. It looked like Grovetown was going to be able to maybe knock on the door. If they got a touchdown, they would have gone up. But nifty play call on y'all's part there, getting that touchdown at the end. You look like you were proud of that one.
Yeah, my guys came up with a good play. And, we saw it all along. We wanted to run a little bit earlier, but, we waited to the right time, and I thought it was great, and we called it. And the execution was great because we'd set them up a couple of plays earlier. So we felt like it was good. It worked out in our favor, and, hey, we're happy for that.
Congrats, Coach. Good luck next week. Back to you, John.
All right, Matt Lane, and congratulations to Coach Lemuel Lackey, the victorious Evans Knights. And now, AB, as always, it is time for our Augusta Payne Center hit of the game.
Well, as always, we have a few to choose from, and here you'll see it on this play. As Taylor's running around the side, and as he gets to the outside, at the very end of this play, you're going to see Miles Jackson come in right there. And level Taylor for our Augusta Payne Center hit of the game.
So Miles Jackson, our award winner for this week, and now we are setting the table to announce our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. And again, this is another week where we had plenty of nominees, and it wasn't an easy choice.
I think offensively it was a little bit easy. Taylor had a pretty special game. Watkins was good. The kicker was even good. The offensive line did a good job, but the quarterback was special tonight, Demetrius Taylor. Now, defensively, you're dead on, because I'm going to tell you right now, it was a team effort. And they gave up some big plays, but there were a lot of guys who made plays tonight. Kobe Germany, Derek Canteen, DJ Lewis. So it was tough to pick a defensive player of the game for Evans because it was really a team effort, not a superstar on that side, really.
Well, it is time to find out. Let's take it back down to Matt Lane to name our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. Matt.
Thank you, John. That's right. Here for the McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game with our good friend Angie Towns from McDonald's. And real quick, Angie, another great, high school football game, a terrific football game. Why is it so important for McDonald's to be involved in events like this?
Well, we believe in being part of the community, and what better way to do it than to be with the kids at an activity like this, where you get so many kids involved. And when you think about the number of players, the number of kids that like to come out, it's just fabulous, and everybody has a great time at the same time.
That's right, and let's go ahead and hand out some awards. First, the defensive player of the game, number 21, Derek Canteen, had an interception and a huge pass breakup in the game. So our defensive player of the game from McDonald's, Derek Canteen. Congrats.
Great game.
And then on the offensive side of the ball, we have number 1, Demekus Taylor, a long list here. 19 rushes for 140 yards, 3 touchdowns. Also 8 of 11 passing, 204 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Our McDonald's offensive player of the game, Demekus Taylor.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And Demekus, real quick, kind of back and forth game. A lot of big plays. This had to be one of the funner high school games you've played in, back and forth, big play after big play.
Yeah, it was. We went out there, executed, coach called the right plays. Just went out there. Yeah.
It was exciting. It looked like more like a track meet. Did it feel like a track meet at times?
Yeah, it did. A lot of running.
A lot of running. That's right. Thank you guys for joining us once again for our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. Want to thank Angie Towns again for McDonald's for joining us. Back to you, John.
All right, Matt, thank you once again. Again, Evans, a big winner here tonight over Grovetown to stay on top of the region. AB, final thoughts on this one?
Well, again, 2 great teams playing. I thought I was more impressed tonight with the play calling than I've been in a game in a long time. I think these coaches did a great job of game planning ahead of time and then in game making adjustments. I can't say enough about that. And then, of course, the players have to go out and execute those plays, and on both sides of the ball they did. And for the second straight week, it was a shootout for Grovetown. This time they come up on the short end of the stick, but both of these teams are positioned to be at home for the play, not just make the playoffs, but have a home field spot if they can, take care of business the rest of the way. They put themselves in position. So 2 good teams, and in the end, Evans was able to get the W.
And Evans improves to 5-2 overall, 2-0 in the region, and continues to control its own destiny for a region title and a home playoff game. Grovetown improves to falls to 4-4 overall, 2-1 in the region, but again can still earn a home playoff game. If you were just tuning in, don't forget you can catch the rebroadcast of this game coming up on Sunday at noon over on WJBF News Channel 6. Then again at 11:35 tonight over on WJBF News Channel 6, it is Football Friday night. All the scores and highlights from around the area with Nathan Palm and Zach Hughes. Next week, AB and Matt Lane will be in Barnwell, South Carolina for the big showdown between Barnwell and Bamberg Earhart. Your final score once again here tonight, the Evans Knights 42, the Grovetown Warriors 32. See you next week from Barnwell. Good night from Grovetown.